Hi, everybody. Welcome to Stop Being Sold, a community of informed consumers who are sick and tired of being sold financial products they don't understand or need. So if you're tired of being a transaction, subscribe to this channel, hit that like button, and let's dive in, Brian. Today, the Fed rose rates.
Yes, they did, as expected.
Right. Absolutely. So just came out a little bit ago, Federal Reserve rose interest rates by 0.25% basis points and signaled 6 additional rate hikes for 2022.
Yes.
They also hiked the inflation outlook to 4.3% for the year, which is much higher than their normal 2% average.
Yes. So they expect, honestly, Michelle, inflation to be here for a while.
Yes.
It's coming down, but 4.3 is half of what it was in January. So they know it's coming down, but them 6 additional rate hikes, if necessary, they're going to be in this year. And Michelle, this is the first interest rate hike since 2018.
Yeah.
And because inflation's hitting the 40-year highs, okay? Their goal right now, Michelle, is to try and cool the super hot inflation that we're in. Plus, we got supply disruptions. We've got tight labor markets. And then on top of all this, Russia-Ukraine crisis, right?
Right.
So, and here's the goal. Rising rates are supposed to slow down consumer spending, which will ease pricing of the goods and bring down the inflation rate. Okay, we've done a couple of videos on inflation already, and we'll drop them below this video. So
yeah, we did gold and commodities. We'll put that below. And then also, are your investments outpacing inflation, which is a really good video. Watch that, please. So let me ask you this question. You mentioned inflation's at a 40-year high. It's at 7.9%. This is according to the CPI, which, okay, whatever. That's what it says it is. It feels like it's a lot more. And then even within that, gas prices are just gas, and then energy is higher than like some of the, grocery goods and things like that. Meat is, I don't even know, what was meat at like 16% or something. Anyway, question is, have they increased rates enough to combat this inflation, to slow down consumer spending, which will then bring down the inflation rate, in your opinion?
Honest answer?
Yeah.
No.
Right.
No. Honestly, before Russia-Ukraine crisis started, we were on track for March being 50 basis points.
50 basis points.
Yeah.
Right.
And even some of the voting members today, if I'm not mistaken, were opposed to only doing 25 basis points because we need to rise interest rates a little faster to try to cool this market down a little bit and bring this inflation down. So no, we have not moved fast enough. But I understand their point of this because they want to hold something back just in case Russia-Ukraine gets worse. And that could be an issue in the long run. And they do not want to rise them too fast and push us into a recession. So,
and that is a, what's the word? That's a concern. You raise them too fast and it slows so much that now you're in an official recession. Is that how that works?
Yeah, that's, and that is a possibility. And so they are considering that in their move today. But, it's a very good possibility that we will be 12 months from now in a recession. So they're walking a very fine line here between cooling this economy down and rising rates too fast that it stops it completely. So,
okay. All right. So let's talk about what anyone who's watching this wants to know. How are the rising interest rates just what they did today? How's this going to affect the average consumer?
Okay.
So let's start with the one that I know a lot of there's a lot of chatter at the dinner tables lately. People are like, two things I keep hearing about: mortgages and credit cards. What happened? So there's a few others. Let's start with credit cards. How is this going to impact that?
Okay. And let's use credit cards and the part of mortgages that are variable rates, because the variable rate items out there like credit cards and variable rate mortgages, expect your APR to rise with the interest rate hikes because variable rates have a direct connection to the Federal Reserve rate.
Okay, a question then is the 25 basis points enough to move that up?
It's not going to affect it a lot, but it will affect it immediately. So you'll see immediate changes in variable rates. So variable credit cards and variable rate mortgages, you'll see an immediate rate change. Okay. So you will see changes there. Let's take the mortgages though that are fixed rate.
Fixed rates.
Well, if you've already got your rate locked in place and you've already got a mortgage today and you weren't in a refinance mode and get ready to do a refinance, it's not going to affect you any. Your mortgage payment's still locked in for that fixed rate. But for people trying to get a new mortgage, you will see higher rates, which in turn, higher rates on a mortgage, on a purchase, or even a refinance will mean a little higher payment that you're going to have to pay back. So,
okay. All right. Okay. And so, but if it's a credit card and if it's not like, do all credit cards have variable rates, or there's some that are fixed?
Majority of them are variable rates. Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. So what about car loans? That's another one.
Yeah. And, 25 basis point rise in rates will not slow down the purchase of new cars. Right now, there's already a shortage of cars, right? Sure. Because of the chip shortage and part shortage and this, that, and the other. But 25 basis points, Michelle, will maybe change your payment $3 or $4 a month. That's not, $3 or $4 a month is not going to stop you from purchasing a new car if you had to purchase a new car today. Right. So, but with several rate hikes, we could see a greater slowdown on the purchases of these. And think about this, as they raise these interest rates, think about all the shortages of cars. Every time you drive around a car lot today, you see they've spaced in them. Used to be cars were packed in, right? Yeah. You couldn't even open the doors without being scared to hit the one beside it. Now they got them spaced out 2 and 3 apart to make it look like there's vehicles on the lots, but there really isn't. So it's not going to affect that. Maybe it might slow it down a little bit to the point where we start to get the vehicles back on the lots and the demand will come back in the future. So. Okay.
And then what about savings rates? Nothing.
Okay. So here's the scenario. Here's the best example. We don't expect a quick rise in savings rates. Yes, the rates are going to move up, but the banks have been slow to raise these rates during a rise in interest rate environment in the past, right? And think about it like this. Every time you go to the gas station, you always say, oh my gosh, gas is going up, gas is going up, gas is going up. But the market, has dropped in the past, since Monday. The market has dropped dramatically on the crude market. Well, how slow are them gas stations going to slowly bring down them prices? It works the same way with banks rising rates.
Okay.
So that's the best way to analyze that. So.
All right. Are there any other ways that, again, 25 basis points isn't huge,
no,
but it's something.
It wasn't enough. It truly was not enough right now with what we need to slow down this inflation. And it's a problem. It may be a problem. The Fed's in a tough position right now. And as a matter of fact, it actually moved the market substantially because earlier this morning, the Dow was up a little over 500 points and actually went negative right after this decision.
The announcement.
And so Wall Street is like, half of Wall Street says they're not raising fast enough. The other half is scared to death that they're going to raise too fast.
Okay.
So
for our viewers, is there anything else, anyone watching, is there anything else other than credit cards, car loans, mortgages and savings accounts, like anything else that people how are these rates going to affect?
No, that's the big four. Student loans really isn't going to affect it too much because most of them are fixed rates anyways. Anything that's variable rate,
that's where you've got
to during this rise in interest rate environment because it's a direct connection with the Federal Reserve rate. So,
okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, Brian. Appreciate this. Thanks to everybody who watched to the end. If you like the content of this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, everyone. Thanks so much.
Thanks, everyone.